Hello everyone, this is Ankit Jain. I welcome you all to my channel Take Journey with Ankit. Today is day 32 of our LWC Bootcamp. In today's session, we will try to understand the different form components that Salesforce do offer, with the help of which we can create the new record, update the existing record, as well as we can view the records as well. So we will be exploring the record form, record edit form, as well as the record view form, along with the different events that all these forms do offer. Before we get started, a quick intro about me. My name is Ankit Jain. I do have more than 10 years of experience in the Salesforce ecosystem, where I got an opportunity to work on the different clouds of the Salesforce, including the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, CPQ, Billing, as well as on the Financial Services Cloud. I do have my technical expertise majorly in the LWC as well as on the integration. In case you folks likes to connect with me, there are different channels which will be available. You can connect with me on YouTube as well as on the Telegram as well as all on the LinkedIn as well. You will get the links of all the channels in the video description. So let's get started with the topic, that is how you can work with the record using the base component that Salesforce do offer. So the base components that we will be discussing today, with the help of which you can create the record, edit the record, as well as you can view the record. And the advantage of this base component here is these base components will also be providing a UI to you. You don't have to write down a complex logic to design the UI. With the help of this component, you will automatically get the UI from the Salesforce, which looks more like the way you see your detail pages, right? So to create the forms, right, or that let users view, edit, as well as create the Salesforce record, we do have three options available. First is the Lightning record form. With the help of Lightning record form, you can perform three actions in the Salesforce. You can edit the existing record, you can view the record, as well as you can use the record in the read-only mode. Second one, we do have the record edit form, which displays an record in the editable form. And the third one is the record view form, with the help of which we can only perform the read only operation. So with the help of record form, we can perform the edit, view, and the read only operation. With the Lightning record edit form, the form will comes in the editable mode, so that we can perform the edit operation as well as the create operation. And the third one is the view form, with the help of which we can only perform the read only operation. And the next advantage that you get with the help of this base component here is, here you don't have to write down any apex. Again, I am repeating, the best advantage that you get with this base component here is you don't have to write down any apex. Moreover, you don't have to bother about the security level as well, because these base components do offer the field level security as well as the object level security as well. So it will take care of everything. Unless and until user does not have the appropriate access, user will not be able to create the new record in case we are using the base components here. Okay, so let's try to go and first see the differences between each of this component, and then we will take it further. So the three components that we discussed is the Lightning record form, Lightning record view form, and the Lightning record edit form. As I said, with the help of Lightning record, let's say we do have the feature to create the record. Now the creation of the record is possible with the help of Lightning record form as well as the Lightning record edit form. Similarly, edit the record is possible with the help of Lightning record form and the Lightning record edit form. So always remember, Lightning record form and Lightning record edit form, it is useful whenever you have to create the record as well as you have to edit the record. Similarly, for the view record, we do have the Lightning record form, again the Lightning record view form. For to view the record, we will not go for the edit form, we will go for either the record form or the record view form. Another advantage is, in case you want to display the form in the read only mode, again there's a difference in between the view mode and the read only mode. In case you are loading the record in the view mode, there's a possibility that user can also edit the record by clicking on the editable icon. However, if you are opening the record in the read only mode, again user cannot edit that record. So there is a difference between the view mode and the read only mode. In case you want to specify the layout, again as we know, there are multiple types of layout. We can specify the page layout, or we can also specify the compact layout as well. In case you have to specify the layout type either as full or compact, then that is only possible with the Lightning record edit form. Again, all of this lightning record form, view form as well as edit form, they do provide the multiple column structure. You can go and define how you want the records should be displayed in the separate columns. Next one here is the custom layout for the field, and this is where the lightning record view form and the lightning record edit form will be helpful as compared to the lightning record form. Although in case you do have a very basic requirement that can be met with the lightning record form. But let's say you are looking for the more custom layout. For example, you don't want to use the label that is coming up from the object. You want to specify your own label, or you want to specify your additional CSS, right? You cannot do that in the case of lightning record form. So in case you have to design your own custom layout, in such scenarios you have to go for the lightning record view form or the lightning record edit form. Similarly, in case you have to custom render the data, for example, let's say you have to display a field conditionally, right? In case a particular condition has been met, then and then only you have to display the field. So whenever you do have the custom rendering requirement, again you can do that with the help of view form as well as with the edit form, but not with the record form. So always remember when to go for the edit form and the view form whenever you have to design the custom layout or you have to render the field conditionally, right? In such scenarios we go for the view form as well as the edit form. I hope it is making sense to you folks. Kindly let me know in the chat section if it is. Moving towards the first one, that is the lightning record form. As we discussed, lightning record form, it is used to create the new record, to view the existing record, or to update the record. Right? With the help of create record form, creation of the form or creation of the record form is quite easier, because here you do not have to go and specify any layouts how the form should be designed. In other forms, like in the view form or in the edit form, you have to go and add the additional fields. You have to go and design the layout as well. Here, no additional changes will be required in the HTML file. You just have to specify the record ID and the object API name and along with the layout type, and your form is ready. Right? So in case you are using the lightning record form, the object API name attribute is always required. The object API name attribute is always required. However, the record ID is required only if you are editing the record or you are viewing the record. So during the creation of the record ID is not required. It is only required while editing or viewing a record. Now, what all different benefits that we get with the lightning record form? With the help of lightning record form, we can easily switch between the view and the edit mode. With the help of lightning record form, we can easily switch between the view and the edit mode. Again, I will show you with a demo how we can do it. Next benefit here is, in case you are using the record form, by default you will get the cancel and the save buttons. By default you will get the cancel and the save button. No additional coding is required for the cancel and the save button in case we are using the record form. Next one here is use object defaults record layout with the multiple column support. Here you can use the specific layout as well. You can use the compact layout or you can use the full layout, or in case you want to specify the particular fields, that also you can do with the help of lightning record form. Again, I will show you the different example where we will see how you can specify the layout types, how you can specify the fields as well. Again, Salesforce do recommend that whenever you are using the fields again on the lightning record form, make sure you are not hard coding the field names, but you are performing the import operations on the field. Coming towards the limitation part, the limitation with the lightning record form here is it is comparatively less customizable as compared to the other options, as compared to the lightning record view form and as compared to the lightning record edit form. It is less customizable. In case we have to add some customizations on the layout or on the UI, then we should think about the edit form as well as the view form. Again, conditional rendering of the fields is not possible in case you want to use the lightning record form. Now, let's go and see with few examples how you can use the lightning record form in your component. So let me navigate to the editor again, and here we will go and create one component, and I am naming that component here as the record form demo. So for the demo, what I am doing here, the first thing is I am importing the record ID. We already discussed how to import the record ID as well as the object API name. So I am importing here the two things. First is the record ID and the object API name. As I am using the API property, here I am importing the API decorator as well. Now moving towards the next part, that is the HTML file. So what we have to do in the HTML file, first let me go and define the lightning card, putting a title here as record form demo. And first I will show you how you can use the record form demo to view the record. We will see all the different things, but let's go and first discuss about how you can use the lightning record form to view the record. Again, to use the lightning record form, in case you are not familiar with the syntax, the way we always do here is we go to the component library and check for the record form, LWC component library. Right, you will go here and check for the syntax. As I am familiar with the syntax, I am directly writing it down here. What we have to do here is we have to use the lightning record form. And as we are using the lightning record form, as I said, there are two mandatory fields that we have to specify whenever we are opening the form in the view mode. That is the object API name and the record ID. So here I go and put the object API name. Let me put the object API name. I'm already importing it. So here I go and put the object API name, and also I am taking the record ID as well. So I do have the record ID available here, and here I go and take the record ID. Okay, now there are few things that we have to also provide. Again, if I take you to the record form, and here if I take you to the specification, you can see that what all the required fields that we have to specify. As I said, object API name is the required field that we have specified. After that, record ID we also specify in case we are opening the form in the view mode or in the edit mode. Now the next thing that we have to specify, how you want to design the layout, whether you want to design the layout as a full layout or you want to design the layout as a compact layout. So that also you have to specify here. So to do that, what you will do here is, here you will use the another property, that is the layout type property. So here I go and put the layout type. Layout, sorry. Here I go and put the layout type. Again, for the layout type, we do have the different options available. We can specify the layout type either as full, or we can also specify the layout type as the compact. So here, let me first go with the full layout type. Again, I will show you what is the full and what is compact in case you guys are not familiar. Again, there are another additional things that also we can specify. In case we want to go with the field specific, then we can also specify the fields as well. Again, I will take the fields part in a while. First, let's go and check our output with the minimum requirement. So what I am doing here is I am putting the object API name, I am putting the record ID, and also I am putting the layout type as full. Let me go and expose this component before I go and deploy it. So here I am putting is exposed to true and defining the targets. Again, as I am importing the record ID on the object layout, I am importing this on the record page, and let me go and deploy this. Parallelly, I will go here, navigate to the account record page, opening the page and add this component here. Let me go and click on the edit page. As of now, I have only defined the three attributes in my component. One is the record ID, second is the object API name, and third one is the layout type. Okay, so let me go and remove the existing component, and I'm dragging and dropping this component here. Now let me go back. You can see that I do have all the fields available that are available under my detail section. right? It is just the exact replica of your detail section, right? I do have the billing address and the shipping address. Only difference in between both the layouts here is, here I do have the layout defined in the two different columns, and here I do have the layout defined in one single column. Again, in case you want to have the two different columns, then we do have additional attribute available here, is the columns attribute. So what you can do here is, here you can navigate to the HTML file and add the columns attribute, and how many columns you want, you can define that number here. For example, I want two columns here, so I am putting the columns number as 2. Right? Let's go and validate this one more time. So here I go again and refresh the page. Only thing that I have done here is, I have changed the layout type here from, sorry, I have only added the column attribute here. By default, it is always 1. Now I have changed this to 2. You can see that it is the exact replica of our detail section. It is the exact replica of our detail section, right? So whenever you want the exact replica of your detail section, you will go with the layout type as full. Now another option that we do have here is the layout type as compact. So so let's go and use this layout type as the compact here, and we will see the difference in between the both now. So initially we got the layout type same as this one, right? In case you guys are familiar with the admin concept, we can also design the compact layout in the Salesforce, right? Compact layout is nothing but the fields that is populating in your highlight panel, right? Compact layout is nothing but the fields that are populating in your highlight panel. So here, if I go and make it as the compact layout, now if I go and refresh this one more time, you will see that I am getting all the fields which are available in my highlight panel. I am getting all the fields which are available in my highlight panel. So whenever you have that kind of a requirement where you want to show the fields available in your compact layout. So in case you guys are wondering how to design the compact layout, again, you can navigate to the object, and there you do have the option to design the compact layout. So let me take you to the account object here. And here you do have the option to design the compact layout, right? So whatever the fields which are available in your compact layout, if you want to show all those fields here, then what you have to do here is, you have to specify the layout type as the compact. Okay, either of the layout type will work according to your requirement. Now the next thing what I want to do here is, I want to use here the fields. Let's say I don't want to go for the specific layout type. My business is asking me to have a specific field. For example, my business wants to have the account name followed by the account number followed by the industry and the rating. Business is only interested in 4 fields. How I can get the specific fields here, rather than I go and get the complete layout or the complete compact layout. Again, in case you do have that kind of a requirement, then what you have to do here is, you have to use another attribute, and that attribute here is the fields attribute. So what this fields attribute will expect, again, if you read this description, here you have to pass the list of the fields that you want to display. And the next thing here is, the way you create the list, the order in which you create the list, the fields will display in the same order on the UI. Again, I am repeating the sequence. The again, it's a list which is nothing but an array, right? So the sequence in which you add the elements inside the array, your UI will show the fields in the same sequence. So let's go and test this out as well. So this time, as I said, before we go and use any field, we should always go and import the fields here. So what I want to do here is, I want to import few fields. So let me go and import the name field from Salesforce schema account dot name. I want to show the name, and I want to show the uh, industry. I want to show the rating, and I want to show the, let's say, annual revenue. These are the 4 fields that I want to show here. So let me go and put here the industry field, rating field, as well as the revenue field. So these are the four fields that I want to show. So what I have to do here is, again, I cannot access these fields directly on my HTML file. So first I have to go and create the property here. So I am creating the property as the field list. Again, you can give any name to the property. It's completely up to you. But the sequence that you go and define here, your fields will appear in the same sequence on the UI. So here I go and put the name field, industry field, followed by the rating field, and followed by the revenue field, followed by the revenue field. Okay, so I have defined the fields here in this sequence. Now rather than I go and use the layout type, what only one thing that I am changing here is I am using the fields attribute here, and in the fields attribute I am passing this field list. In the fields attribute, I am passing this fields list. I have imported few fields, and now I am passing that field list here. Let me go and deploy this again. Right, let's go and check the output again. So navigating back to my UI, refreshing the page, only four fields this time we are expecting on the UI. You can see that we are getting only four fields in the sequence. We are getting only these four fields on our UI. So this is how you can use the record. You can use the lightning record form for the view purpose. Why I am saying here it is view, because again if you go to the documentation and check the value of mode here, again here it is not available, so you have to navigate to the documentation section. If you scroll down here, you can see we do have the different types of mode. We do have the edit mode, view mode, as well as the read only mode. Default mode is always the view mode. Default mode is always the view mode. In case you are not specifying anything, the default mode is always the view mode. Let's say I want to change this time the mode to read only. Again, I am replicating the exact same thing. Only thing this time that I am doing here is in below section, I do have the fields available in the view mode, and here I am making it change to the read only mode. And to make it read only, I have to add additional attribute and put here the value as read only. I have to make what one single change that I have to do. I have to add here the mode as read only. Now let me go and deploy this, and we will see the difference between the view mode and the read only mode. Most of the times in interview also this type of question will come, where they will ask you what is the difference between the view mode and the read only mode, so that you guys should easily able to answer this. Right, what will happen in the case of view mode? In the view mode you always get this edit icon, so that you can switch into the edit mode and edit the fields. However, in the read only mode, however in the read only mode, what is happening here, you cannot edit any field here. So whenever you want, your component should only display the value, user should not perform any changes from there, then you go for the read only mode. In case you want the view should come up something like this and user can easily switch into the edit mode, then you go for the view mode. Coming towards the documentation one more time, because I want you guys to understand how to follow the documentation. That's why I'm explaining this thing from the documentation. I don't want you guys to uh, remember everything. Always follow the best practice to read the documentation and understand from the documentation. Right? So what you have to do here is, we already checked for the view mode, we checked for the read only mode. Now coming towards the next mode, that is the edit mode. So what is the difference in the edit mode now? Again, I'm not doing anything additional. I'm just copying the complete card and changing the mode this time to edit mode. Changing the mode this time to edit mode. Now let me go and deploy this. Again, if I go back, refresh the page, right? You will see that this time my form is directly in the edit mode. So this is, sorry, I have not changed this text. So let me change this here to edit the record. Let me refresh it one more time. Right? So here you can see, here my form is directly available in the edit mode. Here my form is completely read only. And here what is happening? I can easily switch to the edit mode by clicking on this pencil icon. So right, so based on your requirement, you can easily switch the mode from edit, read only, and in case you are not specifying anything, by default it is view mode. Again, there is no harm if you want to specify the view mode, it's one and the same thing. So we understand how to view the record, how to edit the record, as well as how to make the read only operation. Now, another use case that we discussed about the lightning record form is we can also create the record as well. Another use case that we discussed about the lightning record form here is we can also add the new record as well. So how we can add the new record? There is no mode to add the new record, right? Because if you follow the documentation, we only have the edit mode, view mode, as well as the read only mode. So to create the new record, what we have to do here is, again, I am replicating the same code here. Again, we don't have to specify any mode here. So I'm taking out the mode. And in case you are not specifying the record ID, in case you are not specifying the record ID, right? What will happen? In case you are not specifying the record ID, what will happen? Your form will open up in the create mode. What will happen here? Your form will open up in the create mode. So to create the new record, you don't have to specify the record ID. If the record ID is available, then the form will work in either the read only mode, edit mode, or the view mode. If you are not specifying the record ID, your form will work in the create mode. Okay, let's go and deploy this and check this out. Right now here you can see you are getting a plain form where you can create the new record. Sorry, I believe I have made some mistake here. Let me close this. Yep, I am missing one lightning card. This is closing. Edit the record. Okay, or again I switched between the lightning card. I have made some typos, that's why the background was out for this. I'm just fixing it. I'm putting the correct lightning card. And let me refresh it one more time. No logical change. It does not have any record ID. So in case you are not specifying any record ID, right, and you are loading the form, your form will open up in the create mode. Okay, let's go and test this out. So here I am creating an account. So account name is Take Journey with Ankit. Let's say I'm putting the account name as record form, industry I'm specifying here as banking, rating let me put as a hot, and annual revenue let me put it as a 50 million. Okay, and clicking on save. You can see that as soon as the record is created, my form automatically switch back into the which mode? My form automatically switch into the view mode, right? If you navigate to the accounts, you will see that a new record is created, that is Take Journey with Ankit, without writing a single Apex logic. My record is created. Without writing a single Apex logic, my record is created. Same goes for the edit as well. For example, here you can see I do have the current rating as hot, right? If I'm changing the rating here to warm and clicking on save, you can see that my rating is updated as warm. You can see that my rating here is updated as warm. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to do here is as soon as the record is created, right? You can see here the kind of a behavior that I do have as soon as my record is created. Or let's first work on the edit mode. Okay. Because as soon as I am changing this to hot and clicking on save, I want to notify the user with the message that the record is updated successfully. For example, like we do here, if I go and click on edit and update my record, let me put here the ticker symbol as TGWA, TJWA, and clicking on save, right? Here you can see that I am getting the message account take journey is automatically created. So I also wants to do the same thing. How we can do that? Again, very simple. Again, you have to navigate to your component library, and here you have to search for the toast event. What you have to search here for the toast event. So with the help of platform show toast event, you can easily show any type of message that you want to do. So again, you just have to follow the documentation. You first have to go and import the show toast event from the platform show toast event. So I am also doing the same thing. So let me navigate to the JavaScript file, import the show toast event, right? And after that, to display the message, we have to call this method that is the show toast. So here again, I am creating the method that is the show toast method. What is the method in which I have to show the message? Let's say I want to show put the title here as success message that I want to display here. Again, I will take a separate session because how to customize this message, how we can populate the dynamic fields and all down the line. But for the time being, I just want to put the static message here as record updated successfully, right? And I want to display the message. Again, there is one more attribute. If you scroll down, that you can add here, that is the variant attribute. Variant attribute will define what kind of background you should get whenever you are displaying the message. By default, it is always info. I want to show the successful message, so here I am putting the variant as success. So let me go and define here one more property with the name of variant is equal to variant as success. Variant as success. Okay. Now, when this method should be called? As soon as the record is created. When this method should be called? As soon as the record is created. So how you will identify in your lightning record form that your record is successfully edited? To do that, we do have few events that comes up with the lightning record form. We do have the few events that comes with the lightning record form. Let me open the record form again. We do have few events that we get with the lightning record form, and that event is nothing but the on success event. So again, let me take you to the on success, right? In case your record is successfully created, then you want to show the message, then you can go for the on success event. Similarly, in case you got some errors in your record and you want to show the error message, like we do have the on success, we do have the on error as well. Down the line, we will see the on error event again. For the time being, I am just using this on success event. So what I have to do here is, here I have to go and define the on success. Again, when this event will be called? Only and only if my record is successfully created. There can be multiple reasons for the failure of the record. For example, you have written a trigger or you have written a flow, record triggered flow on that object, which is expecting few validations, right? You have some validation rules where, for example, annual revenue cannot go more than 50 million, right? But we are putting the annual revenue greater than 51 million. In such scenarios, your record cannot be successfully created. So this event will not be called. In such scenarios, we do have another event, as I said, that is nothing but the on error event that will be called. So here on success, I want to execute the message to display the event. So what I will do here is, here I am just calling the show toast method. What I am doing here is I am just calling here the showToast method. This method, what it will do, it will just go and display the message. Let's go and deploy this and validate this out. Folks, let me know in the chat section if you do have any questions. Very important, very frequently we use these concepts. There are small things that you all should be aware whenever you are using the Lightning record form, edit form, or the view form. Right? So let me go and change the rating here to warm and click on save. You can see that we are getting this success message that the record is updated successfully. Right? Now moving towards the another scenario. What I want to do here is as soon as my record is created, for example, let me go here and create another record. So I'm this time I am putting the record form 2, putting the industry here as agriculture, rating as warm, and let's say this time I am putting 45 million and clicking on save. What I want to do here is as soon as I'm saving the record, I should be automatically navigated to the record that I am creating. What I want here is as soon as the record is created, I automatically want to navigate to the record that record is creating. So if I go and click on save, by default, it is not navigating anywhere. I want to build that functionality that it should be automatically navigated. We already worked on the navigation. So I am using the same concept here, right? So that you will understand how the multiple things works together whenever you are building the complex components for the business. Again, to work on the navigation, I am searching here the navigation. You can see I don't remember any syntax. I am just following the documentation and doing my job. So I have to import this navigation mixin. Next step here is I have to extend the navigation mixin. And the good part of following the documentation here is there are very less chances you will do the typo error, right? So I am following I am extending my uh, JavaScript class with the navigation mixin. That is the second step. And the third step here is we have to create the page reference. So what I will do here is here, let me go and create another method that is navigate to record page. Navigate to record page. And for that, first thing that I have to do here is I have to go and create the page reference. So again, to create the page reference, we will look up for the page reference types in the Lightning Web Component. We already discussed this in detail, how you can use this website, right? As I have to navigate to the page, so I am navigating to the account page type here. Sorry, I have to navigate to the particular page, so I am navigating to the record page type here. And let me take out this sample code and put it up here, because here I do have the action name as view, so that my form will automatically open up in the view mode during the navigation. Now, what kind of object that I have to navigate? We have already have the object name available here. So I am using this object name here. Now the question comes, how we can get the record ID? How we can get the record ID? Because I cannot go and directly hard code the record ID here. So whatever the record is created, we want to navigate to that record. So we have to access that record ID. And that record ID is available in the event attribute or this event parameter. This record ID is available in this event parameter. So what I will do here is before I go and execute this particular page reference, definitely down the line we have to do it. Let me show you first what all different things we do have in the event. So let me log the event here. And again, this is an event. So whenever we already discussed that whenever we have to access the details from the event, we go for the event dot detail. So here again I am putting the event dot detail, and also Just for my better understanding, I'm not sure whether it will directly come up in the object form or not. For the better view, I'm also putting this in the stringify form. Again, this is just for my validation in case this doesn't work out. I believe this should work out. Again, I want this method to be called as soon as the record is created. So here again, I'm using the same thing, that is the on success, and putting here the navigate to record page. Let me go and deploy this one more time. Let's go and validate the functionality. Let's go and create one more record here. I'm putting the form 3. I'm deleting the putting the industry as agriculture, rating as hot, annual revenue as 5 million. Okay. Before I go and execute, as I want to check the console, so let me navigate to the console part, clearing the console and hitting the save button. I thought so. Here we will not get the detailed information. Yeah, we are getting. So under the target, you can see that we are getting this detailed information, right? In case it is not coming for you, you can also do the json.stringify and it will come for you in the string form. But I'm okay to have in this form. For me, it is automatically coming up in the object form. So let's try to understand what all different things we do have in the event. So here we are getting what all different things. We are getting the ID of the record that is created. Right? We are getting the last modified ID, last modified date. We do have the record type ID as well, for which the record is created along with the timestamp details. Right? In addition to that, you will also get the fields here. What all different fields that user have populated, you will get all those fields here. You can see that user have put the annual revenue, user have put the industry, user have put the rating. If you scroll down, you will see the rating, what all different inputs user have put, you will also get. Right? So whenever you want to access the information entered by the user, all this information is available in your event. So what you have to do here is to access the ID. What you have to do here is we have to use the event dot detail dot ID, and that's where we do have our record ID. Right? So I will do the same thing here. Here I will use the event dot detail dot ID to perform the navigation. So let me go and comment this out. I was just doing that to show you how what all different information is available, right? So we do have this detail available in event dot detail dot id, right? Most of the times developers do try to remember the things, and here they put the capital I. Make sure that here, as per the output that we are getting, we do have the small I. So we have to use this property name as is. Okay, id like this. Object API name we already have, right? And action mode we are defining as the view. So my page reference is ready. Now coming towards the next part, what we have to do here is we have to call the navigate method to navigate to that page reference. Again, to do that, we will again navigate to the documentation. And here, this is the method that we have to call. And in this method, we have to pass the page reference. So let me pass the page reference here. Page ref. Uh, okay, I am doing this outside the method, right? This is how we have to do it. Navigation mix invite page reference. So let me go and deploy this and check whether the functionality is working as expected or not. So let's navigate here and refresh the page. let's test this out. So let me put this time the record form 4, putting the industry here as agriculture, rating as hot, annual revenue I am making here as 10 million, and clicking on save. You can see that my record is created. I'm automatically navigated to the record here. I'm automatically navigated to the record that I have created. So whenever you want to build that kind of a functionality where you automatically navigate to the new record that you have created, you can take this approach. I hope it is clear to you all how you can use the lightning record form. Let's move towards another record form, that is the lightning record view form. Again, to use the lightning record view form, what we have to do here is we have to again specify the both record ID as well as the object API name. But additional thing that we have to do here is here we have to go and define what all different fields that you want to use. Right? And to define the fields, you have to use the lightning output field here. Here, if you want to conditionally render the field, that also you can do. For example, you want the field birth date to be rendered only and only when the birth date is not equal to null. In case you do have that kind of a requirement, or in case you want to render the birth date field only and only when the today's birth date of the user is today is the birthday of the user, right? Then and then only you want to load the birth date. So what you are doing here is you are rendering the field conditionally. So whenever you do have that kind of a requirement where you want to render the field conditionally, right? Or you want to add some additional CSS to your field or to your form, then you can go for the record view form. So in record view form, to view the fields only in the read only mode, we have to use the lightning output field here. What we have to use here is the lightning output field. Again, as I said, benefits: customize the form layout and the custom rendering of the record data. With the help of record view form, we can only and only view the data. We cannot perform create or edit operation. You can see that with the help of lightning record view form, we can only and only view the data. We cannot perform create as well as edit operation. So let's go and create another component where we will see how we can use the lightning record view form. So creating a component, and here I am putting the record view form demo. Okay. Again, as I have to use, let's say I want to display the same fields. So again, I am importing the same field. Rather than I go and do the same step again, I'm just copying those fields from here and putting it here. Again, I cannot use these fields directly on my UI. So what I am doing here is, here I am creating one object. Let me put the field object is equal to, and here I am putting all the fields name. Let me put the field name here as name. That is nothing but the name field. Uh, industry field, rating field, sorry, rating as the rating field, as well as the revenue, that is nothing but the revenue field. Right? Because we cannot directly use this in our component, that's why I am doing all these import operations one after the other. Now coming towards the HTML part, what all two other attributes that we required, we need the API name as well as the object name. So again, I am importing the record ID to get the ID of the record, and also importing the object API name as well. Again, as I am using the API decorator here, I have to make sure that I am importing the API decorator here. Coming towards the HTML file, you will see that it's very easy to use the lightning record view form. So here I go and put the lightning record, this time view form. two attributes that I have to use here is the first is the record ID. So here I will pass the record ID, and the second attribute that I should use here is the sorry object API name, and my object API name is available in this field. So let me go and put the object API name here. Now, in between this lightning record view form, we have to go and design our own layout. With lightning record view form, we will not get the layout that we got from the lightning record form, right? So I have to go and design my own layout. Again, it's completely up to you how you want to design the layout. In my scenario, to design the quick layout, I am navigating to the SLDS grid. So let me go to the grid part. I want to divide my section into the two parts. So again, I'm copying the code from here, and sorry, let me copy this code and put it here. Now here I will go and put the two fields that I want to display. So let's say first I am put to display the fields as we discussed. Here we have to use the lightning output field, right? That's what we discussed in the presentation, right? To whenever we have to use the view form, we have to use the lightning output field. So that's what I am doing here. I am using the lightning output field, and with the lightning output field we will get one attribute that is the field name. The benefit with this lightning output field here is you will get the same attributes what you are putting for the field name. In case your field it is of data, it is of date type, then you will get the field of date type. In case your field it is of numeric type or the currency type, accordingly the field will be designed for you, right? Again, to get the output field, how to use the output field, you can again navigate to the component library, and here you can see that you just have to use the field name followed by the field name that you want to use here. So here again I am putting the field name. Let me go here and put the field name. In my scenario, I want to use the field name first as the field object dot name, right? Like this I want to repeat for other fields as well. So this time it should be, let's say, industry. Again, I am copying both the fields and putting it into the second column. So in the second column, I am putting the rating as well as the revenue. In the second column, I am putting the rating as well as the revenue. Let's go and expose this component as well. Okay, before I go and expose this component, let me add the lightning card around this component, putting a title here as the record view form. And here I go and expose this component to true. And here I am putting exposing this again to the record page. Let me go and deploy this. Let me go and add this component here. So let me remove this component and adding the view form demo component. Sorry, I missed to save the changes. It's already saved. Okay, let me go back. Not sure what is happening. Let me check it out one more time. Let me check the activation. It looks good. Let me go back. Why it was not showing that component? Let me clear the cache. Yeah, it was a cache issue. So now you can see that my component is coming up with the correct name, rating, agriculture as well as the revenue. Now on this form, I can go and design the CSS the way I want. For example, I don't want to use this label, right? Again, if you go to the lightning output field, here we do have an option to hide the label. Uh, Variant, right? Here we do have the option to hide the label, right? In case you make it the label hidden and you want to design your own label, that also you can do, right? In case you want to display this field conditionally, for example, you don't want this field should come up always, right? So you can also go and put the template lwc if and define your conditions here. These options are not available whenever you are using the record form. This type of options, loading the fields conditionally, is not available whenever you are using the record form. For that purpose only, we will go to the lightning record view form. Otherwise, in case you do have the plain vanilla requirement, you can always prefer to use the lightning record form over the lightning record view form. Let me check if we do have any questions. Okay. Edit form is pending, so we will come finish the edit form tomorrow or in the next session, right? Let's wrap up today here. uh, I hope you guys found the today's session helpful and understood the concept of lightning record form as well as the lightning record view form. In case yes, please hit the like button and also subscribe the channel as well. Thank you folks, have a good time. Bye bye.